Hello everyone, happy Thursday. I thought today we'd have a little bit of coffee talk and catch up with our girl, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me. Now I checked in with her about a week ago and pretty much went through a week's worth of her videos and just chatted and gave a little commentary. So one caveat before I get started. I got my first sort of hateful comment today, I think, and just to kind of put it out there. I know there's people who say, let your haters be your motivators, or just ignore the hate. I mean, you hear that a lot. I kind of come from the school that sometimes your haters might have a point. You know, sometimes there's a little truth buried in there, in and amongst the slurs and whatever. Not that mine was like that. And the gist of the one I got was, basically, who do you think you are? Get a life, get a job, and make your own content. So, fair question is, who do I think I am to comment? Well, really, I'm nobody. I'm a small channel observer. I'm not a fan of hers. I'm not a hater of hers. I'm just kind of watching the show and kind of taking it for what it is. As far as having the time to do it, yeah, I do it in the evenings when I'm off work. And for my original content, I've done about 5 videos on Chantal. I did a couple on Cynthia and Thomas Beaumont, and the other 273 videos are more or less original content. So do feel free to browse around. So, as to our fair lady. Now, last we spoke, glasses, coffee, hat, because I'm feeling bald. I'm going through a long period of hating my baldness. Maybe I'll do something about it when they make it free. So, last we checked, she was at Wendy's, eating in her car. Now, shortly after Wendy's, there was 2 videos, and one was taken down, so these might be out of sequence. There was a rant, and she went to Taco Bell. So I'll do the rant first, because that's what I kind of had my notes on. Now, in this rant, it started with Prissy P, who I never heard of, but apparently she's big, like 120,000 subscribers. And her catch-all for her channel is Fat Girl with Big Dreams and a Whole Lot of Attitude. I can get behind that. That sounds good. And she was talking in her video about, which started Chantal's video, full screen. I thought I clicked on the wrong video. About people lying on her, people calling her names for being fat, all sorts of other stuff. That's pretty rotten stuff, you know, and so she wanted to go through and block people for that reason. Excuse me. Then Chantal comes on and says pretty much that everything Prissy P said applies to her. So I don't know. Chantal had a lot more to say in there as far as people should mind their own business. It was kind of this big turnaround, again, from the week before, where she was in despair from binging to the point where she went to the hospital over the despair, to mind your own business. Whatever I do is my choices. Who cares? Now, Chantal, as a creator, you know, can do whatever she likes. I guess I'm a creator. That seems a little grand to me to call myself a creator, but I guess, you know, if you want to, whatever. If I put out a video, and Chantal is a self-identified food addict. I used to drink like it was going out of style. Every day was Mardi Gras. Every morning, in fact. But that's neither here nor there. If I came on here the day after a bender and said, I really don't like the way I behaved yesterday, I'm not feeling quite safe, or I'm unsure, and I think I need to go get checked out. Maybe some supportive messages, and then I said I was going to go offline for a while and stay away. And I came back like 2 or 3 days later and said, we've got some treatment, everything's good, everything's going well, there's a plan. And then 4 days after that, sat here doing tequila shooters in the front seat of my car. And telling anyone who was concerned to mind their own effing business because it was my life. That could turn people off. That could turn people off a little bit. I've turned people off doing that. So the fact that people would be put out by her doing it is not inconceivable. And again, my bigger concern for Chantal, as not a fan or not a hater, is the thing that she was doing that caused her to almost want to go to the hospital, the thing that puts her in a despair cycle, you know, every so often, is the thing she's doing now, very brazenly and very proudly, and calling it part, we'll get to this later, of a weight loss journey that she's doing kind of incognito and behind the scenes. So, she also goes in hard on, I'll just say his name, Zachary Michael, in that video. And it's curious that he's almost has as many subscribers as her. He's like 10,000 short of her. I like Zachary Michael. I'm not trying to do Zachary Michael. I'm not trying to do Michael B. Petty. I'm just It's just Steve. It's Smokey Steve and Marc, and Marc's at work, so this is just me. Taco Bell. So she's having Taco Bell in the front, and this explanation was ridiculous to me. So while she's eating said Taco Bell, she's talking about the day before when she went to Wendy's, and says she's doing this as part of intermittent fasting. So she's pretty much having, I guess, a junk food meal a day and eating cucumbers the rest of the time. Cucumbers are good. And I get the 1 meal a day thing. When I was doing intermittent fasting, I did it too. I pretty much did 1 meal a day. I wasn't doing it at Taco Bell, but that's her life, not mine. But at the same time, in the Wendy's video, I had said, the video clocked in, it was about 12 minutes with really no cuts for her to binge. And she ate about probably 2,000 to 3,000 calories. So the next day when she's at Taco Bell and she's eating and talking about how she didn't feel the need to binge that day, or feel the need to binge when she went to Wendy's and that rest of that day because she had already had her fast food, that fast food was the binge. Sitting down and eating 2,000 to 3,000 calories in a sitting is a binge. So, you're not taking the edge off of binging by having the fast food. You're binging by having the fast food and trying to explain it away a little bit. I almost said queen. Have fun. The king of excuses. I could explain away anything and rationalize anything. And that's how you get sicker and sicker. It's how I got sicker and sicker and sicker. So she's eating her Taco Bell. I don't know. She said it's kind of counterproductive for her to eat healthy food because then she wants to binge. So, I can kind of relate to that. When I do my intermittent fasting, I was doing calorie counted. So I was only eating like 1,500 calories. And admittedly, 500 of it was junk. It allowed me to eat a little bit of junk every day, and that kept me from binging. That's where I can kind of relate to her. Making up kind of stupid little rules to put yourself on a diet track and not give it 100%. But give it enough for it to work. Something. So, I don't know. I identified with her there. That's why my tone of voice was getting hot. Because I see her, I see me. And there's things in her, it's the things I don't like about her is the things I don't like about me. That's what bothers me. So next she makes curry chicken, which frankly looks fantastic, and I would go back and watch that video again and make the recipe. I could watch her make more cooking videos. I don't mind. I wish she would. I don't think she'd get as many views as she wants, but I'd watch her cooking videos in a minute. Then she did the spicy noodle ASMR, and which she admits goes wrong. I don't know what ASMR is. Call me out of the loop. Call me old school. Call me whatever. By the time I figured out what it was, I thought it was disgusting. So, the idea, as I'm watching the video, she's crackling the noodles, and then the slurping. And she didn't invent this, so I'm not holding her accountable for the fact that she did something that I think is gross. Because there's people out there, obviously, who love it. At least 29,000. So, it's just not my thing. But I'm the kind of person who, if I hear someone chewing and their mouth is open and they're slurping, I know with noodles, slurping culturally is a flattering thing, but I would be inclined to want to thunder punch someone in the throat if they were doing it around me. So, I don't know. Even she admits it goes bad, because by the end she's just crying and snotting into a bowl full of ramen. So, not for me. Then there was a deleted live stream. And then we go for a road trip to get some poutine, I believe, which, I'll say this, for that video, I like these nice scenic drives that she does. They end at a fast food place, or wherever. This time she went to St. Albert's to get cheese. I don't know how far that is from Ottawa or where she's from, but she said it was like a 40-minute drive. And she went to get cheese curds and poutine. I think I said poutine. Poutine is the correct pronunciation, according to her, and she's right. So I had an ex who moved to Quebec, and I picked up a little bit of Quebecois from him, at least the pronunciation. So she goes there and she's eating in the car, and that's pretty much it. She's splitting half of it, leaving it for BB, and then she eats a hot dog that she thought there should have been more condiments on. And it probably would have been better with more condiments. I bet it was expensive. But, so, like I said, I'm not mad at her. Marc and I went on a road trip to go to Indiana to go to a theme park called Holiday World. So I've gone further for less. Or equal. Actually, that was a fun trip. Probably more. So I get making a road trip to go get something. I don't know if I'd go that far for cheese curds. But if food was my number one fix and I thought they had the best within 40 minutes, I might drive there. I might drive there. I don't know if I'd videotape it and then pimp myself out online doing it. I have a strong opinion about mukbangs. I've done mukbangs, and looking back now, I never did proper ones. I never gorged, really. But the idea of eating on camera now, it doesn't appeal to me as much. I'll probably do it again, but when I think about watching someone chew and talk and all that stuff, it kind of feels like it's not as appealing to watch. If I don't like watching it, why the hell would I be doing it? I mean, if I want to be consistent, I should own my shit and not make content I wouldn't want to see. So then we go to Burger King after that, and we get the Burger King Sourdough King, what should have been spicy nuggets. There was almost an incident. And what else? Oh, the cheesy tots. The cheesy tots. Now, she said this was pre-recorded before it started because she wasn't feeling well that day. She had a cold or something. And kind of almost went to call it a food review. A food review. That is the most far-reaching bullshit I've heard in a very long time. Let me take you guys for a vodka review. I'm going to get 5 bottles of Smirnoff, from the vanilla to the black pepper to all that other crap. And I'll sit here and drink all the way through this, and I'll review it for you. That's not for you. That's so I can drink vodka. This has nothing to do with reviewing it for you. You're not going to run out and go get a freaking sourdough Whopper just because I'm sitting here eating it. It's for me. It's so I can do it. It's an excuse. It's just an excuse to do it. Again, I get heated when she's doing shit that I've done. It bothers me. It bothers me probably latently because I'm, still, pissed at myself because I used to do it. But also because I see her and I see it ending badly. And it's like watching someone run around inside a house that's on fire and you're screaming, there's the exit, run for the exit. And they're still running around, eating a sourdough Whopper. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. She was talking while she was eating the Whopper about BB getting a full body massage for his birthday. And she wasn't sure if he got a happy ending, but she kind of hoped he did because it makes her hands tired having to do it. I'm going to assume the best and say that her hands get tired giving him a massage and not the happy ending. And we'll just go with that because the idea of some people's intimate lives is not something I prefer to linger on. I don't care to linger mentally on the idea of Chantal and BB doing anything, actually. So we're gonna leave that over there. And then she did a Night Owl live stream, which was, good God, almost 3 hours long. So I watched bits and pieces of that, and what I was able to kind of pull out of it is that she's probably going to do, oh no, I'm sorry. There was another one. I forgot. She ate again. Best authentic Thai food ever. It did look good. It did look good. The girl can find good food. I'm not taking that away from her. If I ever went to where she lived, I'm hooking up with her and we're going out to eat. I'm banging this thing with my head, aren't I? So again, I loved the scenery, the driving around. I like it. I don't like it on other channels, but I kind of like the way she shoots it. It looks like it's a really nice time of year. She said she was out in the sun. Good thing. Not every day is a banner day, but if you can get out and get some sunlight and go for a drive, that's good. And it ended with Thai food, but it wasn't, to me, it didn't look like an enormous amount of food. It looked like just a normal meal and a little bit of chit-chat. She said she has some non-food videos coming up, a torrid haul. I'm so over torrid hauls. Torrid, somebody explained to me, is clothes for plus-size women, and you have to order them online, I guess. They're kind of cute, but there's a lot of cute plus-size women who vlog, and they look good, and I don't know if all of them are ordering from Torrid, but again, that's what I think she has planned coming up. She wanted to do like some adventures with Pete's. I'm all for these non-food activities, again, because it's sad. It makes me sad, actually. I don't feel sorry for her. I'm not extending pity her direction, but it's sad because I'm watching like what I think is addiction spinning in her. I'm wondering which one of these binges is going to be the next binge that leaves her feeling guilty, and then we go into this mental health kind of cycle again. She's so unpredictable that she's predictable. Like, if that makes any sense, it doesn't, but maybe you get what I mean. So I'm not really sure what's coming next for her. Uh, I'm highly skeptical that any doctor would probably say to her, given your condition, given that you have, I'm not a doctor myself, I'm not a medical professional, so I should probably just shut up. But I would say almost no condition do they recommend the best thing you can do right now is engage in very little activity and eat a large fast food meal once a day. That would be the best thing you can do for yourself right now, for any medical condition, any mental health condition. So anyway, sorry about that. My cat, who never comes out when I'm filming, kind of crept by and fussed with everything, so I'm not at the same height or at the same light or anything. But as I was saying, the kind of things that she's engaging in are probably not good for any pre-existing condition. Not that I would guess. So, where does this leave me with her now, 1 week later? Well, she's eating. She's out for a ride. She's getting her fast food. She's telling herself that this is not bad for her, that it's part of her intermittent fasting, that it's keeping her from binging, even though it, from my perspective, looks like this is binging. It's a once-a-day binge that she is saying that she is spacing apart and eating very little afterwards. So, I'm all for whatever works, no matter what it looks like. Because again, I said a third of my diet was absolute crap when I was losing my weight, and I lost about 90 pounds. So, I'll, give her this. I'm not even cautiously optimistic that it'll work, but her life, her choices. Again, back to what I said at the beginning. Who the hell am I to question her choices? Nobody. I'm just observing. I'm just watching the show. Should she watch the video? I don't think she will, because, again, who the hell am I? But, take care of yourself, and, don't let the haters get you down, I guess. But at the same time, like I had said, sometimes your haters have a point. If you can dig through it, if you can get past the snarkiness and, the slurs. I understand some stuff is really hideous. She had said in her live feed, there were subscribers who wrote in and said, just checking to see if you've had a heart attack yet. That's really unkind. I don't think that's cool. I wouldn't want to get that as a comment. I wouldn't make a comment like that. So that's not something I would choose to engage in. It's not anything I'd want to hear either. There's a certain level of dignity and respect that even if I think someone, if I decide they deserve it or not, me, that I think there's a baseline that everybody gets, even Chantal. There's worse people in the world, there's better people in the world, and any given day all that can change. But just because she's making highly questionable life choices does not mean that there shouldn't be some level of baseline respect that everybody gets, and that includes her. So that's all I have for y'all today. So thank you for watching. Please do subscribe and give us a thumbs up. You can follow us on Instagram, Marc and I, at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or you can follow us on Facebook. Send us a friend request at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Hit the bell so you get all the alerts for the new videos coming up. We do about one a day. I'm falling into these kind of response videos maybe about once a week or so. So if you're looking to check in, you can check that out. The rest of the week, you can check out our regular content. And I think that's all I got for today. So I'm going to keep an eye on the weather. We might have tornadoes again today. And God willing, I will catch up with y'all soon. Bye.